Hi, this is Erica Ebert, and this is the first video in a series of videos called Understanding the Practice. This first video is about what it means to be present and what anchoring means. So these videos have been designed for anyone implementing mindfulness in their classrooms, and this is just a way to start to understand kind of my sequencing of how to teach that, whether you've been implementing it or it's brand new to you. So let's talk about what it means to be present. Just take a moment here. You can keep your eyes open or keep them closed. That's up to you. And with your eyes open or closed, listen to the sounds around you. Notice the next breath you take. Become aware of how your body is feeling physically. Notice how your heart feels, like I feel upset, happy, blah, joyful. How do you feel? And then you might also begin to notice that there are thoughts. So that's what it means to be present. It's to notice everything that's going on in this moment. What takes us out of the present moment? You know that really well. Maybe the same thing for me is for you. My thoughts, my thinking takes me out of the present moment, pulls me into worrying or back in rumination about something. There's all different ways that my thoughts drag me out of what's happening right here and now. And so the present moment is the use of the senses. It's the here and the now without judgment. That's the challenging piece, because we have a natural tendency to say, oh, there's coolness on my arm. I like that, or I don't like that. Those judgments are made pretty quickly. And somebody walks into the room, you hear their voice or you see them. And if we're noticing them from a mindful, curious place, it's the observation of it. But judgment comes in quickly because we've got a past with someone, or we have preferences, things we like or don't like. When it comes to mindfulness and we talk about being present, it's being present with all that is right now. Senses, smell, sight, taste, touch, and did I say sound? Sound. So it's everything that is here in this moment, to be present. We need to train our brains to be present. And we train our brains to be present through anchors. I always say it this way, whether you're teaching little kids or you're teaching adults or you're just starting your own practice. Our brain is like a boat, and boats float away. And we need an anchor to train our brain to come back to the moment. We'll get into neuroplasticity later. What you practice becomes stronger. But just know now that when we talk about anchors, what I'm talking about in the next videos that come up, if you jump into those learning videos, or you might hear it just in mindfulness practices from other teachers. An anchor is a way that when we drift, we come back. You might anchor with sound. You might anchor with the sensations of the body. You might anchor with breath. You might anchor in with just looking around and what you see. A smell might draw you into the moment. All of these things are ways in which we come back. Typical anchors you'll hear me share in the upcoming guided meditations for this month will be sound and breath and body. Those are the go-tos that I use, but remember that an anchor can be, hey, look up, look at what you see around you. Oh, brings me right back to this moment. And yes, we will have preferences to anchors, and yes, those will change. So you don't have to stick to one for the entire time that you practice. But when you're offered a meditation, our ability to bring our attention to one thing is a way to train our brain to be in the present moment. We'll dive into this in more depth throughout the guided meditations. But just understand, in a bit of a recap, that being present is being present through our senses. Yes, we have thoughts. Yes, they direct our attention away from what's going on. Yes, we have feelings. and we can be present to those feelings in the moment, present to the sights and the sounds and the smells and all of that's around us. And then the way that we practice being in the moment is through the use of an anchor, because our brain is a boat and boats float away.